From West Charlotte, it's time for our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The Lions welcome the Huskies of Hough. Just one loss apiece for both of these teams with Reginald Walker Jr. I'm Darren Vaught. We're glad you're with us. Reg, let's begin with the visitors, the Hough Huskies. We've seen both of these teams so far this season, both putting up insane numbers. Really good so far.
Yeah, you see the offensive numbers for Hough right there. An explosive offensive team. But, Darren, the calling card of this football team, particularly in the last 5 games, this winning streak, check this out in the last 4 games, 199-3 scoring margin, an absolutely suffocating defense.
Meanwhile, for West Charlotte, we were here just last week on Friday, a big 47-0 victory over the Titans of Hopewell. They look to continue their winning way.
Yeah, you mentioned that point, and I'm going to keep the theme the same, defense. This is a West Charlotte football team. Listen to this. 5 games they've played this season, 32 total points allowed. That's less than a touchdown a game.
Led by Sam Griner there in the middle. Should be a good one. Good crowds. Big-time game on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Hough at West Charlotte when we return. Always an intense matchup when the Huskies and the Lions face off. It's our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Reggie, you spoke just a moment ago about the defenses for both of these teams. I want to point something out about this Hough defense.
Yeah.
Around 8 tackles for loss per game for the Huskies. Yeah. Over 4 sacks per game. That's 12 plays that the defense lines up, and the offense against them loses yardage. How important is that?
It's huge. That's essentially, if you kind of do some loose math, that's basically once a possession in a game. And if you're getting a negative play against this defense early in a possession, you're behind the chains, you got no chance of picking up a first down.
West Charlotte fired up for this one, to say the least. You could see a lot of emotion as the guys were warming up earlier. Hough, of course, is going to meet that emotion.
This is probably 2 of, if not the 2 most intense football teams that you're going to see in this Charlotte area.
Both ranked very highly, no matter what rankings system you look at. Both top 10 teams.
Yeah, doesn't matter what iteration. They are amongst the best. A couple of teams with a long playoff histories as well, particularly the last 4 or 5 years.
West Charlotte on its home turf for the 2nd week in a row. And here come the Lions.
They wanted to make us wait a little bit, make that grand entrance.
Couple of teams that have been on the favored side of some lopsided games as of late. The Huskies there, they've got not just West Charlotte here, which could certainly be a tight game. Mallard Creek next week. This is really sort of the dense part of their schedule. And it begins now as Hough will receive the opening kick.
Charlotte won the toss and deferred. So we will see this Hough offense and Trey Blakeney first.
It'll be Sincere Gray kicking off for West Charlotte. We saw him record a tackle on a kickoff last week. He does a little bit of everything.
A lot of everything. I tell you, there's a plethora of what you call bona fide playmakers on this football field tonight.
And whistles already. Couldn't even get the game started. What do you say, Reg? Let's get it on the tracks. Here we go.
That's it. We got to get it rolling. Offside there, I believe, on the kickoff.
West Charlotte deferred. Hough will take the kickoff.
So now teed up at the 35. Gray kicks off to potentially Sean Brady, who is the deep man to receive for the Huskies. On the ground. And it's picked up by an up man. A couple of jukes down the sideline, out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. So West Charlotte kicks away from the key returner, and it results in good field position for the Huskies.
Jaden White there on the return.
Here comes the Husky offense. Led by Trey Blakeney. Out of the shotgun. Play fake. Blakeney going to the air. Receiver lost a man, and Tyron Evans catches inside the 5.
Great job there by Blakeney, recognizing, you see it at the top of the screen, it's just one-on-one. The defender goes down. Nice strong throw. Threw it to the wrong shoulder there. Took the receiver back outside, away from the end zone. Nice adjustment there on the catch.
First play from scrimmage for the Huskies, 36 yards and goal to go now. And a West Charlotte timeout already.
And again, at the top of the screen, it's just a one-on-one route there. They got man coverage, the right call against the right coverage. Defender falls down. It's a great job by Evans working through the contact of the defensive back and then just attacks vertically. Nice throw. Again, could have been a little bit better of a throw to give him a chance to get in the end zone, but he got it to the right spot. Good body adjustment there, and you got a first down inside the 5.
First and goal from the 4. 2 timeouts remaining in the first half for West Charlotte. Yeah, that was almost a quick strike touchdown to get things started on the first play from scrimmage for Hough.
First down. First and goal, Hough.
Blakeney with Jason and Ciso with him in the backfield. They'll give and Ciso right up the gut and into the congestion. Might have gotten a yard or 2 there.
Brought down at the line of scrimmage immediately by number 7.
Again, this West Charlotte defense, not the biggest group, but they get to the football. Do a good job up the middle, actually, in clogging and plugging up the holes. And then guys come around the outside and make plays. So going to have to handle the edges blocking-wise.
No gain on the carry. So 2nd and goal, still at the 4-yard line. Blakeney keeps it himself. In, out. Jukes don't work, and he's tied up.
This is a really, really athletic defense. And so they can make up for a lot of mistakes, bad steps with some of their speed. You see the speed right there. Get back to Blakeney and keep him out of the end zone.
Again, no gain. And that's the thing. We talk about both of these defenses as the field shortens.
They get so much better because they're so fast.
Yep, exactly. So it makes something like the throw and the stumbling catch by Evans earlier potentially loom large for someone like Hough, because you want to cash in on those longer plays.
Cannot give away opportunities. You got to take advantage of any and all mistakes. It's going to be a delay of game, I believe.
National play clock was winding down. There it is. So now this is going to back up Hough even more. They were after a 1-yard gain, 3rd and goal from the 3. This should send them back to the 8-yard line.
I think, okay, now they mark it off. I was getting ready to say, did West Charlotte decline this? Took them a while to mark off the yardage there.
Goal to go from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're going to see something to the inside. You see the receiver splits very wide to the right side.
Blakeney looking to throw up the middle, tipped up into the air, and it drops incomplete. Hough had a chance. Evans was the one attempting to swoop in. Good coverage there by Katie Cotton, who's held up on the ground. Looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, I think Blakeney misread this. He went to the left side. I think if he goes to the right, he's got Evans wide open. You see Evans on the backside there on the right-hand side of your screen. He's open. I think that's where the read should have been. He probably would have had a touchdown.
And instead, he went for number 19, Zaire Sutton there. And it brings up 4th down.
Thanks for joining us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen,
that is Katie Cotton, one of the stars on this West Charlotte team. Slow to get up.
You wonder if maybe that's a cramp. You hope that's what it is. Something minimal.
Yeah, he's big. He's very important for this team. Of course, defensively, where he projects best at the next level. Also caught 2 receiving touchdowns in their win against Hopewell last week. So here we go, 4th and goal. And Hough will set up for a field goal kick. Candler Happy is very capable. 25-yarder is on the way from the left hash, and it is through the uprights. So the Huskies on the board first, 3-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, 3-0 lead, but a missed opportunity there. It's one of those that you absolutely have to have. Had an opportunity to get a touchdown there, missed it, and then another opportunity on 3rd down. And again, I'm going to say I think he misread that. Should have went to the right side instead of back to the left.
Again, this was the first play from scrimmage. Great field position after the nice return for Hough. Tyron Evans lost his man. Had to hold up for the throw, stumbled and fell down to the ground. It was goal to go from the 4. Hough unable to cash in the biggest way possible, but they get the first lead.
And important in a game like this to not miss opportunities. These two teams, both defenses are so good, offenses very explosive. Got to maximize every opportunity.
Sincere Gray and Davion Jones, the deep men for West Charlotte. And the kick into the end zone for a touchback.
Might see a lot of that tonight. If they score points, That football's going in the end zone. Got a big leg.
That's something that is fairly important against the West Charlotte team. Not that Hough doesn't have athletes who are capable of returns.
How about that guy number 4 right there? Check this out, Darren. In the last 2 weeks, 11 touchdowns. 11 total touchdowns in 2 weeks.
He had 4 passing touchdowns, 2 running scores in the 47-0 win last week against Hopewell. It's, of course, the sophomore number 4 quarterback, Jamori Nichols, for West Charlotte. Aiden Turner is the back with him. And now Nichols goes himself. A jut up the middle of the field. Medium gain on the first play from scrimmage for the Lions.
You're going to see a heavy dose of running the football, not only from Nichols, but as you mentioned, Turner will run the football as well. They'll try to mix KD Cotton in there also. A plethora of guys that will carry the football. They try to get you in alignment issues, spread you out, and then if they can get to the edge and create big plays in the running game, they do that.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 here for West Charlotte. Nichols with a man in motion. Direct snap to the back. And he blasts through the initial bunch there at the line of scrimmage. And it's a gain of a few for Aiden Turner.
Yeah, Turner, great job keeping the legs turning, takes the direct snap, and it looks like it's over. And then all of a sudden, he comes out of the other side of that thing. West Charlotte up to the ball quick.
3rd and 1 for the Lions. Nichols tosses. And that's going to come up short. 4th down now for West Charlotte.
I think that was big time off the edge. I thought he might have been short, but they ruled it a first down.
Wow, yeah, that spot was
very fortunate.
Favorable, it looked like, and had him right at the marker. So
yeah,
West Charlotte converts on the 3rd and 1.
I thought Carmel Quick and his ability to come down on the outside and force that back to his help inside, I thought he'd done his job, and they got the stop. But obviously, good job churning the legs there. West Charlotte picks up a first down.
Nichols with Cotton in motion, fakes a handoff. Here comes the pressure, airs it out way deep, too deep, and incomplete.
Reggie Rayner, great coverage back there.
Nichols was looking for Dante Nicholson, who caught the longest pass of the night on Friday, 67, or excuse me, it was 70 yards on the money.
Yeah.
From Nichols to Nicholson. So now 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. And in motion, Nichols on an option. Dragged down from behind. Great play defensively.
I think that was Carmel Quick coming around from the backside. Number 18 chases that play down. That is well done. Everything goes away. He's coming off of pressure, and he just continues to run and chases it down backside.
That's a loss of yardage, and it will be 3rd and 12.
There's those negative plays we talked about in the open with this defense.
Nichols sacked on the play. Brought down by Cameron Sear, the senior. Loss, tackle for loss, then a sack. Drive disrupted. This 4th down is brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov.
That's what they do to you defensively. You get the tackle for loss. Now you're predictable. Here they come, and then they get the sack, and everything's in chaos. And West Charlotte now has to burn their 2nd timeout of the half with still 6.5 to go in the 1st quarter.
Loss of 8 on that sack, so 4th and 20. I mean, this is a clear punting situation, but the play clock was winding down. West Charlotte had to get it reset before getting even deeper in their own territory for this punt.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about with this defense and the way they can just put you in a bad situation. And look, any coach will tell you, we just want to make the other team predictable. We want to take something away, make them predictable, put them in a situation where we know what they have to do, and then we can dial up what we need to do.
Dante Nicholson has dropped back as the punter. Sean Brady to receive the punt for the Huskies. Nicholson quickly has to get it off. Some West Charlotte bounces, and it'll be down at the 36-yard line. 3-0 start for the Hough Huskies, who come up with a stop on defense. 6:17 left in the first on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
The Huskies will take over for 36.
I am Bruno Hinojosa and I live in Asheville. I work in construction and I just enrolled in NC Medicaid. I went to their website, applied, and got covered. Doctor visits, yearly checkups, and even emergency care if I need it. Being a business owner can be stressful at times, but knowing that I got covered, it just takes weight off my shoulders. And I can get the care that I need when I need it at low or no cost. And it's one less thing I need to worry about now.
NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
So Hough with a field goal on the opening drive. They come up with a stop, and this is their second chance with the ball. Trey Blakeney went for 36 yards to Tyron Evans on the first play from scrimmage. Their last time out. West Charlotte showing pressure. Forces some contact at the line. That's going to go against the Lions and move things forward for Hough. First down and 5 for the Huskies.
Look at this formation. You got to stack receivers at the bottom. Both sides very, very wide. 2-on-1 situations. Watch the screens.
Blakeney goes to the far side. Sean Brady on the screen. And that will move the chains for the Huskies. That's another first down, brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together.
You had a stacked formation with receivers out there, and just one corner, the safety wasn't out over the top of that. The outside linebacker wasn't out wide. It was a numbers game. You throw it out there and get what you can. They get a first down.
Up to the 47-yard line. And in motion is Evans. It's a give, and Ciso's way. Off tackle left, hurdles a guy, gets across midfield, and stumbles after the medium to long gain.
They're going to come back to this. You see the motion there. Nobody comes across with the motion. They run the ball back the other way. I guarantee you there's a counter off that. They're going to look to either throw that out in the flat behind the two receivers or push it down the field.
Now Blakeney's got to get it himself out of some trouble, and he crosses the first down marker.
That's a good job by Blakeney, not only to read it properly, but then the strength to run through there and then pick up the first down with the defender draped all over.
5 to play in the first. And Hough likes this tempo, right? They went quick there. Now they're slow to get the signs from the sideline. Seems to me, Reg, like that's tough to adjust to for a defender.
Changing tempo is always tough because you try to figure out how quickly you need to get your call in and all those types of things.
Here's Enciso right up the middle. After a few-yard gain, he's brought down. Caden Smith, the sophomore defensive lineman, making the tackle there for the Lions.
Enciso is just so tough to deal with. Big physical back, runs up inside really well, can get to the outside also. About 205, 210 pounds. Not a guy you want to spend all night trying to tackle, that's for sure.
He's been especially big for them the past couple of weeks because they've been missing Jamison Funderburk, their other of the two-headed backfield. In concussion protocol, he's out tonight as well. After the gain of 3, it's 2nd and 7. Receiver in motion.
Huff's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, timeout, Huskies. That's their first. They've got 2 remaining here in the first half.
Didn't like something they saw out there, but so far this offensive line has been solid. We did see the play there earlier in this possession in which they did allow a little bit of penetration to Sam Johnson, the defensive lineman. Blakeney was able to get out of that and pick up a first down, but other than that, offensive line-wise, been a solid job for Hough. But this West Charlotte defense, they've given up some yards, obviously. But outside of that first play where they gave up a big one, they've really done a pretty good job of making Hough earn every yard.
That's kind of been the identity for this West Charlotte defense over the past couple of seasons. We've seen them, too. It's a lot of bend but don't break.
The scary thing about it is you let that ball linger in the air against this defense, though. They will go get it.
Blakeney fakes to his left, running backwards, lofts it up into the air, and it was almost picked off, just as you alluded to, Reggie. Incomplete, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, Blakeney did a pretty good job, actually a really good job getting that ball far enough to the sideline and getting it out of bounds, but not a decision you want to make there. Got to do a better job of making sure that ball is not in harm's way.
3rd down and 7. Hough's only 3rd down up to this point was goal to go. They needed 8. They didn't get it. Blakeney, clean pocket, steps up. Going to take it himself up the middle. He's across for the first down and then some. Tripped up and flipped inside the 20. As Jamari Smith comes up and makes the tackle for West Charlotte.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go to Enciso on the wheel route. Watch Enciso, number 40, goes up the sideline. Thought he wanted to go there. They stayed home, West Charlotte did defensively. Blakeney with a good decision, tuck the football, get what you can, and he got more than what he could. He got big-time yardage down inside the red zone.
It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together. Fresh set of downs for the Huskies. Movement along the line. Blakeney was pointing, wanting a penalty against West Charlotte, and I think he got it.
Yeah, he did. A couple of times he's gone to that hard count. That time it worked out.
So it'll be 1st and 5 now at
Yeah.
the 13-yard line.
Keondae Marsh was not in the game there. He went out for a play, maybe potentially, I guess it was maybe a helmet came off or something to that nature. He tried to come back in, but technically a play had not run because of the penalty, so he has to come back out of the game.
That's a good catch, number 55, a big piece of this offensive line for Hough, Keondae Marsh.
Shrine Bowl selection.
As of Sunday, nice spin move by Jason Enciso, spins another time. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage? He might have lost a yard.
Again, you see it. They just allow penetration up the middle, right off the left guard there. They're able to slice inside, create havoc in that backfield.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And now Marsh is back in the game. Something to keep an eye on here. Again, not sure why he was out. But the fact that they sent him back meant he was out for a specific reason.
Blakeney gets the snap back. A rush. It's a dump down to Enciso, who cuts up the middle and is into the end zone for the Hough touchdown.
That is anticipation by the offense, understanding what's coming. This is a blitz. It's an all-out blitz, and what do they call a screen against it? So you've got everybody coming up the field. The offensive linemen leak out, create space, and Enciso walk-in touchdown.
Happy for the extra point to make it a double-digit lead. Powers it through the uprights, 10-0. Hough on top with 1:53 remaining in the first.
Again, you'll see it here. Look to the left. You see the edge pressure. So they come with the blitz. They back one guy out of the defensive line. It doesn't matter because the numbers game is too much in the screen. You get an easy touchdown.
13 yards from Blakeney to Enciso. It's the fourth receiving score of the season for Jason Enciso. And a fast start for the Huskies. I mean, this is one that I think coming in, Reggie, we would have thought maybe 10 points would have been a good first half output.
For either.
Yeah, for either team, and they've reached it before the conclusion of the first quarter.
Well, they got the big play, and then they get the kickoff and do their job defensively, shrink the field. And they're sort of playing in plus territory right now, Hough is.
Happy's kick back into the end zone, another touchback.
And that's the key to it. Because automatically West Charlotte is staring at 80 yards. And that's that. Everyone knows the percentages. The further you have to go, it's tougher and tougher to get touchdowns. Against this defense, you have to go 80 yards every single time.
And that's tangible. Allow me to reach for something a bit more nebulous. Momentum, if
yes.
that is a thing you believe in. That's certainly something West Charlotte is grabbing with a good kick return as well, and you're preventing that too,
Absolutely.
right? These drives, they start kind of flat,
Absolutely.
comparatively speaking.
Your defense knows where they're going to walk out to. Offensively, you're just staring at a long field. West Charlotte now with a little bit of hesitation there, getting lined up.
Man in motion, Nichols drops back, bumped. Trying to escape up the middle, but comes down with the sack.
Yeah, I think they were going to go either jet sweep or fake the jet sweep, but there's ended up being a poor snap, and it throws the timing off there. And then you've got a situation where you're asking K.D. Smith, not the biggest guy in the world, great player, but you're asking him to block a defensive lineman in Ladarian Minter. It's not the scenario you want.
Team captain Aiden Bell records the sack. Now it's second and long. And there's another one as Nichols is brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Will Berlin and Cameron Sear.
Number 32, Will Berlin, getting in the backfield.
Berlin just angles down inside. Nobody blocks him. The linemen go away. He just chases right off the hip and realizes the quarterback still has the football, changes direction and makes the play.
Now 3rd and 18 as we're inside a minute to play in the first quarter. Nichols, quick to release but whistles, so a flag prior to the snap. And that is a 5-yard penalty against West Charlotte for the false start. So it'll be 3rd down. Now 23 to get the first required for the Lions.
And this is a West Charlotte team right now, just a little bit out of sorts, out of sync. got to find a way to get recalibrated.
Back to their own 8-yard line. Jamori Nichols, quick release. It's a screen play, going nowhere.
Carmel Quick was excellent on that play. He saw it, read it right away. Number 18 in Whitey read it right away and attacked up the field, went around the blocker outside, and gets in on that tackle.
Clock's still got to run down 10 more seconds, but both teams are going to be content with the first quarter of play. Flip the field. It'll be a 4th down for West Charlotte when we return. 10-0 through 1. Hough with the lead on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Start of the second quarter after another big defensive stop for the Hough Huskies. They lead it 10-0 over West Charlotte and look to get it with good field position. As Dante Nicholson kicks out of the back of the end zone.
Wow, fortuitous bounce.
Still going to be down inside the 40. This is a relatively short field.
It initially hit inside the 30 to get that kind of a bounce. Big time there for West Charlotte because you were staring at 30 yards potentially there for Hough on offense.
So the Huskies points both of their first 2 times out as an offensive unit. A 10-0 lead. Now a chance to go up by 3 scores.
I think we're getting ready to see a steady diet of 40 as well. Number 40, Jason Enciso.
He caught the touchdown earlier from Trey Blakeney. Brady in motion and flags, whistles accompanying them.
Ball start against the Huskies.
Let's start on Hough, so 1st and 15 coming up.
And again, those kinds of, any coach will tell you the pre-snap penalties, you just can't have it. Against these defenses, you don't want to get behind the chains.
Brady again in motion. It's a handoff. Enciso lowers his shoulder. Blitzes through, but is eventually stopped. Whistles before it popped out. So he's down near the 40-yard line, not quite back to the initial line of scrimmage.
A good tough run, but he's got to be careful. You're right. They blew the play dead there, but you want to be able to hand that football back to the official. Good job by West Charlotte. Continue to tug at that football, trying to get it loose.
It's a struggle for a guy like Enciso who seemingly never goes down and is always on his feet, right? There's always that susceptibility if the officials are not going to whistle the play dead just yet. Blakeney, play fake, goes over the top, and it's just overthrown. He was looking for a shot win. First target of the night for Wynn.
He had him, just overthrew it. They had the one-on-one matchup. There was some safety help in the middle, but he threw this ball in the right spot. Safety was not going to get there, just overthrew it by about a step.
Brings up third down and long for the Huskies. So this is the problem that West Charlotte has had against Hough's defense.
Yep. Well, it makes you predictable. You have the negative play. It starts to take away some of the running game stuff, some of the different things you might want to do with your offense.
Off 1 for 2 on thirds so far tonight. Blakeney drops back, goes over the middle, and it drops incomplete. Sean Brady palms to the sky, gets a flag thrown.
Yeah, I think this is actually probably going to be more of a holding instead of a pass interference here. Well, they call pass interference. I look more like holding to me.
It goes against West Charlotte again. Here, bottom of your screen is Brady.
Yeah, they're in the slot. He's just trying to work over the middle of the field. And he gets grabbed there by Noah Collins, the senior.
That's a big bailout. 3rd and 12. It was looking to be 4th and 12.
Get an automatic first down out of that. Wow.
Penalty against West Charlotte, first down Huff.
1st and 10 plus territory. The 25. Sean Brady in motion, receives it for the run. Jukes out of the way of a man, goes back outside the hash. He's still on his feet and knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
I thought he was down about 4 times. This is unbelievable. Gets up inside right there, runs through another couple of tackles. Great balance, uses that left arm to keep himself up. Picks up a first down.
Brady fired up as a timeout called on the field for an injured player at the end of that play.
It looks like a...
Is that still Brady? No, that's a...
Well, Brady was up.
Yeah, that's a West Charlotte player.
Can't quite see who it is.
One of the defenders who were in on the action.
See both medical staffs over there tending to the player. Not quite sure who it is. Looks like he's getting ready to get up.
That's Jamari Smith, senior defensive back. He's been all over the field. He kind of runs both sides of the field. So sometimes he's on the near side, sometimes on the far side, making plays all over the place. Looks to be, he's getting some help, but that's, he's very involved in that process of getting himself back to the sideline.
Absolutely.
First and goal, Huff.
It's a promising sign. Certainly somebody West Charlotte's going to need if they're going to come back and keep this one close.
First and goal here. See what they dial up.
From the 7-yard line.
They've got Brady very wide to the left. He's at the top of the numbers. There's space there for him to work to the inside.
It's a handoff, and Ciso to the left of the line is ripped down to the ground. Looks like he got a couple of yards down to the 5-yard line.
Ciso on the carry.
Player for Hough lost his helmet. It's Luke Brummett on the offensive line, so he's got to be replaced.
Second and goal, Huff.
Second and goal. Blakeney with the fade, corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Evans.
Yeah, they just attack. Evans got that size advantage. They just give him a chance to try to go up and get it. Ball thrown a little bit too far to the outside. You want to throw that pass to where if it comes down and it's untouched, it hits the top of the pylon on the back corner of the end zone. That time incomplete.
3rd and goal from the 5 for the Huskies. Blakeney on a play fake over the middle, and it's dropped incomplete. They just put Jameer Anderson into the game, a wide receiver. He replaced the offensive lineman who had to go off.
Yeah, he's in there essentially replacing the tight end there. He just runs over the middle of the field. He's wide open and unable to make the catch. Maybe he saw the defender coming across, and that concerned him. Maybe he was worried about his feet there. But that's one of those. They'll tell him he's got to make that catch.
Would have been the first catch of the season for the sophomore. And, man, that would have been huge. Go up 3 scores in the first half.
And, again, how about this, West Charlotte? This is twice now that they've given up something, gotten the ball down inside the 5, and forced Hough to settle for a field goal attempt.
A flag was out on the first attempt at the 22-yarder. It's against the offense. So they'll back it up and try again with Candler happy. He had a 25-yarder to get the scoring started in the first quarter. This attempt is from 27. Kick is up and through. Wow. That was almost affected by the rush by West Charlotte, but Happy puts it through, and it's 13-0 Huskies.
Yeah, the snap wasn't great either, and it almost created a problem. Great job. Nobody panicked to get it down to get the kick through.
9.5 remaining in the first half of play.
And they say quarterbacks don't have good hands. How about Ethan Rowe, the backup quarterback?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's a guy that Coach Baker raves about whenever we speak to him. Uncorks, it's into the end zone again, another touchback.
I think we know what that result's going to be most of the night.
It would require something freakish for that not to happen,
That's right.
I think. All right, so now that West Charlotte's offense is coming back out to the field, they got to get on the scoreboard. How does that happen in your estimation?
I mean, obviously they've got to be able to protect up front or create some space in the running game, but I think they got to find a situation where they can get Jamari Nichols on the edge, give him some space, give him a little run pass option, see if he can just be creative and make something happen.
He's got that in his bag. Very improvisational quarterback, the sophomore. Man in motion. Now it's a pitch back. Here's KD Cotton. Tough to grab, and he's wrangled after a gain of 8 yards.
I like that call. You got to get it to one of your best players. KD Cotton, certainly that. Use a little bit of misdirection. You've got linemen moving left. You got other guys pulling around to the right side. Try to get some guys with some dirty eyes and see if you can get a big one.
Now it's 2nd and 2. Hard snap count used by Jamari Nichols that time. That's worked pretty well for the other side. Huff's Trey Blakeney so far. Now it's a handoff. No gain for the Lions. And it'll be 3rd and 2.
And Cameron Sear came off the edge there. Made a play. You see Sam Griner, that play sheet in his hand, trying to dial something up.
The last 2 third downs for West Charlotte. 12 yards, 23 yards. They didn't convert on either. They need to convert these if they're going to come back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. very manageable third down. Got a big play sheet on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Nichols fires to Cotton, a step back on the screen, and he is swarmed for a loss on the play.
And Darren, you can't underestimate there the snap issue.
This 4th down coming up, brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov.
The snap came in low. Nichols was able to handle it, gets it outside, but at that point in time, the timing is off. And then you get one guy, you make one guy miss, but it's too late. This defense is too fast. They pursue really well and discipline, and they get there and shut that play down.
Sean Brady back to receive the punt. This figures to be more great field position for the Huskies. They're winning that battle. Fourth and 3. Remember, Dante Nicholson is the punter for West Charlotte. The snap bounces to him. Brady leaves it alone. And it'll be near the 40-yard line for the Huskies, so a 60-yard field in front of them. And a 13-0 lead for Hough at West Charlotte on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
NC Medicaid is for people just like me.
Adults who don't have children.
People who serve.
People who do the heavy lifting.
Childcare teachers. Full healthcare coverage at low or no cost.
Doctor's visits, emergency rooms, and prescriptions.
So if you applied before and didn't get it, apply again.
NC Medicaid covers more people than ever before.
Get full healthcare coverage at low cost, no monthly fees, and $4 max copays. NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
So this originally was down for Hough at their own 39-yard line. The spot now has been revised to the 47. It hit a player,
yes,
on the punt.
Yeah, it bounced up into the back of a West Charlotte defender on that punt team.
13-0 lead. Huskies back at it. Brady in motion. Blakeney gives. And it's a spin.
Jamarian Morrison,
a young player, a freshman who's come through with the absence of Jamison Funderburk. And
he's been really good.
Deshaun Baker told us earlier this week if he could name one player who's really stood out the past couple of weeks, it's been Morrison when they've needed him most.
Wow.
Now he's brought down for a loss. But
yeah,
flags come out.
It's going to be a face mask, and the main reason for the face mask is because they couldn't get a hold of him. He made 3 guys miss in the backfield. Somebody had to grab him by the face mask to get him under control. Watch this again. You see it. Watch him here. Makes a guy miss there, another guy, and then they just grab him because otherwise he's probably going to get loose, or obviously concerned about him getting loose. So that face mask is going to – wow, how about this? Look at this field position down inside the 30-yard line for Hough.
That is a big swing on the personal foul. It's at the 29. Play fake. Blakeney over the middle and overthrown again. He wanted Wynn.
He had him. Blakeney, that's about the third one in this game that he's been just off on. The throw is there. You had the matchup. You had the space there. The right read, just got to give him an opportunity to make the catch. Again, for Wynn, he'll tell you he's got to have that one, but just got to that ball in there, put it in a spot where he can make the catch and keep running.
Just off of his fingertips. Now it's 2nd and 10 for the Huskies. Dyson and Ciso back into the game in the backfield. Blakeney switching things up. There's the snap. Quickly goes to Sean Brady on the screen. He's got a good couple of blocks and tripped up inside the 25.
Like that call right there, just to get a decent gain and set up a very manageable third down here. About a 3rd and 5. Good call, good execution there.
He's given 6 on the play, so it's 3rd and 4. Handoff, and Ciso patient, pushed inside the 20-yard line, and very close. I think this is 4-down territory, even if they don't get it.
I like the cutback by Ciso, and he almost got it.
He did. They're giving it to him now.
Oh,
First
he did
down.
get it. Okay.
Second third down conversion of the night for the Huskies.
He wouldn't have had it if he'd have stayed outside. Made the nice cut, good vision to get back up inside. Picked up the first down.
Now 1st and 10. Blakeney, fade, wide open man in the end zone, and Evans goes up and snags it for the score.
Blakeney's pass complete. To number 8, Tyron Evans. Touchdown Hough.
Looks like they try to play maybe a little trap kind of coverage. They get outside late, and they just lose him going up the field because they've got another route going to the outside. Nice throw, and he's able to come down with it for a touchdown.
Reg, that's the second big play like that. The first one to Evans didn't go for a score. Remember, it was the first from scrimmage. That's the second time they've gotten him just wide open. What's going on? Is that a trend, or is it a coincidence that it was twice like that?
In that particular situation, they had an inside receiver run an out route right at the defensive back. The defensive back just froze. You'll see it out here at the top. There's a slot receiver that goes outside, and the corner just squats as if he wants to jump the out route, and he forgets about the receiver over the top. It's a pitch and catch touchdown. I think they thought if they could get him to predetermine and throw the out route, they could jump it and take it the other way. You'll see it's better to see from this angle. Look at the right of the screen. You got a corner out here. Watch him attack the out route. He stops on the out route, but instead they go to the vertical route and they beat him for a touchdown. That's well done. Good job by Blakeney understanding the situation, having the proper eyes and making the right read.
Kickoff bounces to Sincere Gray, and he was untouched. Furious with himself as it's past the 25-yard line. He could have gotten more on that.
Now, if you're West Charlotte, got to have something big here. It's getting late here in this first half. Need something to get some momentum going. Try to get this crowd in the game.
Flags here with a player in motion for West Charlotte.
Yeah, the
it's
left tackle came out of his stance.
Yep, going to go against the offense, so that'll back them up.
There you see Chachi Sullivan, associate head coach for defense. One of the characters that I call in high school football. Great coach, though. Love his intensity. Really challenges his guys to work and get better.
Rakeem Finch is the man in motion. Nichols goes underneath, and it's blocked back. Incomplete. Hasn't targeted Rakeem Finch until that point. That, I guess, technically doesn't count because he was knocked down at the line.
This defensive front has made life very difficult for that young man. And look, Coach Greiner and this West Charlotte, this is a really good team, a great coaching staff as well. Just having some issues so far, getting their offense into a rhythm. And part of it, like, sometimes you just have to get a first down or two, and then it kind of gets going. So far, they've been kind of stuck in neutral.
This team's capable. I mean, it's 20-0 after they finally got it up on the scoreboard. Happy's extra point was good. Nichols over the middle and incomplete. Big-time defensive play by Reggie Rayner.
Yeah, it's a great job by Reggie attacking the route, driving the route. This is a catchable football, though. This is one, in a situation like this, you got to have it. That's a great job defensively as well.
King Coble III was the target there for West Charlotte. So Rakeem Finch they looked to the play before. Coble they looked to for the first time there.
And that would have been a tough catch by Coble. He'll tell you that he feels like he should have had it. It would have been a tough catch, but certainly catchable.
Now 3rd and 15. Nichols goes underneath. Nicholson on the screen is brought down. Flags way behind him, though.
It's going to be either a roughing the passer or a face mask. Either way, this is going to be an automatic first down for West Charlotte.
And it's roughing the passer against the defense.
Yeah, that's Mentor. But watch right here. Oh, okay, maybe that was just a shoulder pad.
Yeah.
It looked like a face mask on live there. Great job by our crew with the replay there. Able to see that hand was up on the shoulder pad, but it's going to be a big first down here, though. This is something West Charlotte
huge.
needed.
West Charlotte had only converted 1 third down prior to that today. So they only one true third down conversion, and it was on a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and it allows this defense to get some more rest as well. Allows the offense, okay, we've got a first down, got some pretty good field position. Now let's see what you can dial up if you're Sam Greiner in this offense.
Nichols, hands off. Here's Aiden Turner up the gut. Gain of a couple. Really just tough to get momentum against this Hough defensive front.
And listen, not to take anything away from what this defense is doing, they've got to get a better job handling those snaps. That snap keeps coming back low. You've got timing issues. Got to get that cleaned up as well.
Every split second counts. You can shave some fractions of seconds with that clean snap. Now some adjustments on 2nd and 8. Nichols, shoulder fake, goes to the air, and it is dropped. Coble was the target again. He played it perfectly.
He landed hard. He landed really hard. I thought he looked like he was going to make this catch. This is a great job by Nichols. Watch him roll the shoulder to try to hold the safety and lift the other defender. He nearly made a great catch, but I think that landing may have been a major culprit as to why he wasn't able to bring that one in. Landed flat on his back.
Yeah, I hate
was
that.
Parallel to the ground.
I hate it for Coble because he played it perfect, right?
He really did.
He turned, squared his body up to it, falling backward. It was great coverage.
Yeah, worked through great coverage to try to make that play, and that is a hard landing. You hope he's able to get back in this ball game. I think he'll be okay. Just kind of got to get his wind back there. Those kinds of plays, sometimes it just knocks the wind out of you.
Now 3rd down.
3rd down for the Lions.
And 8 to go for West Charlotte. Again, only one true conversion on 3rd down tonight. That was their first 3rd down, 3rd and 1. Snap goes to Nichols. I don't think he or the rest of the offense was quite ready.
Yeah, it seemed like just he and the center expected that snap to happen. No one else moved. Not quite sure if it was a snap count issue or what the communication error was.
That brings up 4th. West Charlotte's going to punt it away as the final few minutes wane in this first half.
Yeah, and Sam Grunner and West Charlotte, they're going to let this run all the way down. They don't want to give Hough. They want to make sure they have as little time as possible to potentially put more points on the board.
Huff's got 2 timeouts remaining. West Charlotte with 1. Nicholson, good punt. Fair catch called for. It's muffed. And West Charlotte had a chance at this. I think it's going to stay with Hough. Yep, they fell on it.
Wow.
And Hough escapes. That would have been a big swing.
Yeah, that was the golden opportunity there. Morgan Linton unable to handle that punt. That was the opportunity for West Charlotte to get something, try to put some points on the board, get back in this ball game. Samari Matthews gets down there and recovers that punt. The all-everything corner playing on special teams.
So here we go, 2:06 on the clock.
Safety's very tight to the line of scrimmage at about 12 yards.
Blakeney
about 9 yards.
Yeah, Blakeney all alone in the backfield, 5 wide receivers.
Now the safeties start to back up. Now they're at 12.
Looking to his left, goes over the top, and it's overthrown. Evans was the closest, but nowhere near it.
Fastball's incomplete.
Blakeney got that ball out pretty quick. Wonder if maybe he was a little premature. I think if you're West Charlotte here, got to be really careful, but I wouldn't be afraid to dial up a little bit of pressure. Sending one extra guy may not hurt.
Blakeney over the middle, and it is caught on a knee. He finally hits a shot win for his first catch of the night. Another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together.
That ball placement was exquisite, low and away. His guy goes down and gets it, gets the first down yardage, and gets the clock stopped momentarily.
Now Evans on the screen, shimmies around a couple of men, and gets across midfield to the 46.
Most importantly, he got the first down, which momentarily stops the clock for this offense.
Under a minute and a half remaining. 1st and 10, Blakeney throwing again. Evans his way again, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, Evans kind of stopped on that route. I think he thought he was out of the play, and then he realized Blakeney was coming to him, and he had to turn it back on. Yeah, Blakeney started to the right and worked his way back to the left. Unable to complete it there.
Hey, just a reminder to go to WSOC.
Now it'll be 2nd and 10 as looks like Evans is going to get a breather. Jaden White assumes that spot wide on the bottom of your screen now. Blakeney to throw again. Dumps it down low, and Ciso on the screen. Inside the 30 and out of bounds.
They timed the screen call perfectly. They saw it, get it to Enciso. Watch him angle to the left. He's making sure he's got access to the sideline to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Down at the 28, it's 1st and 10. Clock stopped at 1:07. Hough trying to go up by another score before the half. They got the opening kick. So it'll be West Charlotte receiving the kickoff to begin the 3rd quarter. Blakeney steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it's completed near the 10-yard line. Again for a win.
How about the placement of that throw?
Kind of off balance, too.
Absolutely. He's stepping up. He's moving up in the pocket, and he puts that ball in a spot that only his guy can go get it.
It's at the 11, so 1st and 10. Still two timeouts for Hough. Blakeney, the fade. Looking for White. It's out of bounds. That was smothered up by the defensive backfield for West Charlotte. It stops the clock at 36.
And Deshaun Baker not happy with Blakeney there. I think he wanted him to go to the other side of the field, gesturing to Blakeney from the sideline there in terms of what he wanted him to do there.
So far, pretty impressive by Hough. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to get in the end zone. Blakeney on 2nd down, takes it himself, angling, cuts up, and is knocked down to the ground inside the 5-yard line. This might be time for the timeout for Hough.
Yeah, it is. Yep, they take it. That's a good decision. Blakeney, I like the decision by Blakeney. He drops back, reads it, and realizes nothing's there. He tucks it, and then he tries to cut back inside. Great pursuit there. Coming inside out by number 1, Michael Griffin Jr., the sophomore linebacker. He's working inside out and lays a big hit on Blakeney. Keeps him inbounds and forces the timeout.
1 remaining for the Huskies. West Charlotte has 1 as well. 23 seconds. And now it's a goal-to-go situation from the 3-yard line for the Huskies. So, again, they're trying to make this 27-0 going into the half.
I mean, that'd be monstrous. And, again, this is a football team that's given up 3 points in its last 4 games. So if they feel like a 27-0 lead, I mean, against this team, the way they've been playing might be insurmountable.
Out of the timeout. Hough switching things up, and that's going to force a timeout for West Charlotte. That's their last. No more remaining in this first half.
This is a good West Charlotte timeout, though. You want to try to get in the locker room by getting a stop here. If you can get off the field without giving up any more points, get in the locker room. It's a little bit of momentum going in to get ready for the second half.
Not to mention all that motion that you were seeing. I mean, it's a different look. Just regroup. I can't think of a scenario anyways in which you were going to need that timeout in the next 23 seconds. Might as well use it Get everybody on the same page.
Be a lot to talk about at halftime for really both teams. As well as you see from a scoring standpoint, as Hough has played several opportunities that they've kind of left on the field.
Be better. You gotta play the lowest wild card.
Blakeney with Morrison by his side. 3rd and goal. Fakes the handoff. Blakeney throws, and it's caught in the end zone for the touchdown by Jason Anciso. He and Morrison swapped spots in the formation on that play.
Yeah, and Anciso doing a great job, kind of lined up at an H-back type spot, and up man goes up and then comes across the formation, and he's wide open on the backside. He just kind of lost him, and he gets a touchdown catch.
His 2nd of the night. That makes it 26-0. Hough has scored on every possession they've had in this first half.
Yeah, they've been really, really good on offense.
Candler happy with the extra point. It is through, 27-0. This is a game that we kind of expected, Reg, to be a dogfight. I mean, this is quite the statement by the Huskies.
Yeah, this is big time. To come in here and do what they've done in this first half, put up these kinds of points and do what they've done defensively. And Trey Blakeney, the scary part about it for this Hough offense is, as good as that throw was from Trey Blakeney, there's a couple throws he missed in this first half that could have been touchdowns. But nonetheless, this offense, Jason Anciso has been excellent running the football and catching it out of the backfield. You mentioned those 2 touchdown receptions. Trey Blakeney has been absolutely dealing for most of this first half. A couple of really strong throws on this drive and good decision-making as well. I thought this play right here and then the previous play before where he ran the football were 2 really, really good decisions in terms of patience in the pocket.
16 seconds remaining in the half. Happy wants this one returnable for West Charlotte. Here comes Sincere Gray, and he's wrangled from behind just past the 20-yard line. That leaks another 6 seconds, and the Lions only have 10 to work with.
Yeah, I think if you're Sam Griner, you're probably going to take a knee and just look to get in at halftime, regroup, figure out what you guys feel like you can do well in the second half and come out attacking.
This West Charlotte team has big playability. You alluded to it, though, whether or not they're daring to go for the big play to close out the half here. We'll see.
Then again, I think you can take a shot, right? You can take a shot, see if you can hit one, and if you don't, then you go into the half. They'd like to go to Nicholson, but he's matched up one-on-one with Smoke Matthews. I think you'd want to go the other way there.
They hand it off. Aiden Turner bumps into his own man and is wrapped up and brought down past the 25. And the clock will go to 0. What a first half for the Hough Huskies. 27-0 in a top 10 Charlotte area matchup. It's been all Hough through one half of play. Stay with us. It's the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week.
When NASCAR comes to town, Charlotte Motor Speedway makes sure it's about more than just racing. For the 12th year in a row, the wall running along pit road will be painted pink. During the month of October, pink is more than just a color. It's something almost everyone can see and connect to.
It has touched everybody. You know, it's hard to find someone that, you know, hasn't had cancer affect their life in some way, whether it be themselves or family.
And when rubber hits the road for the Charlotte Roval race on October 12th, Eric Jones will take to the track in this car for the Drive for the Cure 250, a car to honor breast cancer survivors like his mother and those still fighting whose names are on the door.
It hits home for me because there's a lot of people on our car that we know. You know, most of the people that are on our car for the Charlotte race are people that I've known through my life and are close to me.
Leading the pack will be this pink pace car, personally designed by Alexandria Shelton Braham, a breast cancer survivor since 2018. The car is wrapped in all of the things that kept her going: her family, her support group, her happy place.
This is me. This is just who I am. I love the ocean. I've always loved the ocean. Between chemotherapy and radiation, we went to the beach.
There will also be pink window nets on every car on the track, making sure you can't watch the race without seeing some pink and thinking about someone who is still fighting.
Being able to see a pink wall, it's like, oh my gosh, they're doing this for me. Somebody cares, somebody knows, somebody's been through what I've been through.
Reporting in Concord, Jack Taylor, WCCB News.
Next week, the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week heads to Catawba Ridge, where they host Nation Ford. It's a 7:30 kick next Friday, October the 18th on BahakelSports.com. Tonight's Bahakel Sports Game of the Week is presented by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. Halftime here at West Charlotte. Hough with a big lead, 27-0. The Huskies on top of the Lions on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Second half coming up. Halftime at our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Hough 27, West Charlotte 0. With Reggie Walker, I'm Darren Vaught. We're glad you're with us. Reds, let's take a look at just how this happened. This is a game we expected to be a dogfight. It's not quite been that.
Yeah, Trey Blakeney here working off the screen game. They had missed an opportunity. I shouldn't say missed. He hit a deep shot earlier in that first drive, but a little bit of an off throw cost him a touchdown. They ended up getting it, and then here they go up top, and Blakeney's been really, really good in this first half. Hasn't been excellent, but he's been really good. I guarantee you quarterback's coach Mike Tarver is going to have a conversation with him about touch on a couple of throws. Now, that throw right there was big time. This Hough offense played really well in the first half, but I guarantee you there's some conversations about some of the opportunities they missed in the passing game.
Dyson Anciso there on the screen. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns on the game. That's another one to Ashad when he targeted him early, overthrew him a few times, to your point, early in the game, but those were on the last drive of the game. He hit him twice with some excellent passes, and then Anciso playing not in the backfield but up as the H-back just before the half gets the receiving score. One of 3 touchdown passes thrown by Trey Blakeney. He's 10 of 20, 173 yards in the first half of action. Candler happy with a couple of field goals from 25 yards and 27 yards. And the Hough defense as stingy as ever against these Lions. 27-0 the score midway through. Stay with us on the Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Just about ready to get the second half started on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Reginald Walker Jr. is with me, vibing. I'm Darren Vaught. We're glad you're with us. 27-0 through a half of football for the Hough Huskies. This has been quite the display, a very impressive display by this Hough team. In particular, I mean, the coaching staff, we've seen a number of pass plays, even the ones that didn't get completed, where they schemed the guys wide open for the Huskies. I mean, they are having their way at points with this West Charlotte defense, which we've lauded since seeing them last week.
Yeah, look, this West Charlotte team as a whole this score is not indicative of the football team that we feel like they are. Now, this Hough football team is really good, and they're playing really, really good football tonight. This coaching staff would tell you they've left some plays out there on offense, but defensively they have been absolutely suffocating.
Trey Blakeney, 10 of 20 for 173 yards in the first half. This was the first score of the night to Jason Enciso, normally in number 22. He's in number 40 tonight. Blakeney, 3 touchdown passes, hits Tyron Evans wide open. Evans, a spectacular job keeping a foot in bounds there.
Yeah, this offense has been really good. And they've hit some shots down the field, but again, some of these throws from Blakeney in the first half have just been pinpoint.
This to Enciso, it was not the touchdown that it ultimately became, but really did a nice job setting up. Here's a shot win again. A beautiful pass, nice touch there by Blakeney, one of his 10 completions again. And then from the H-back spot, Enciso dips down low. Blakeney through traffic throws, and that makes it what it is, 27-0. That one was scored with just 16 seconds remaining in the first half as Hough will kick it away. So West Charlotte begins with possession, still looking for their first score.
Yeah, Jamar Nichols, they've got to give him a chance to just be on the field, get the snaps right, to get the timing of the plays cleaned up, and give him a chance to try to make some plays. This defense has been really good, but there have been some self-inflicted things for this West Charlotte offense that they've got to get cleaned up. When you have a kid as talented as Nichols and the kind of talent they have on offense, you just have to give yourself an opportunity to make some plays.
The kick.
That's been part of the problem as well for West Charlotte, just not getting a chance to get anything going. They've started essentially every drive from their own 20-yard line. It's just tough sledding when you've got that much field in front of you every single possession. But that young guy, number 4, you can guarantee one thing. He is going to keep attacking any chance he gets.
Sophomore has been great this season. Really, it's not. Hough has not forced turnovers in this game. They've just gotten stops. And we talked about the tackles for loss, the negative plays that they create. Prior to this game, we've seen some TFLs. They've got 4 sacks so far through a half of action.
And so much speed on defense.
First and 10 from the 20. Aiden Turner in motion. Jamori Nichols flushed out of the pocket, sprints up the middle, and is rocked from behind. Cameron Sear with the tackle.
Yeah, and again, low snap, first snap, and the timing's off immediately. Now he's got to take off, and coming from the backside, that is a big hit.
It's a senior defensive end, a big, strong guy.
Nichols is hurting.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, understandably so. Gained a few on the play, though. 2nd and 7.
They got to get Nichols. I'm not sure he's okay here.
Out of the shotgun. Zips it out Davion Jones's way. He cuts underneath, gets the first down, and is brought down at the 35.
Number 14, Davion Jones. That's enough for West Charlotte. First down.
It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together. And Jones, after the catch and scamper, shaken up.
All right, students, tonight still is a school night, so let's call your rides even a little.
So he was named one of the team captains for tonight. West Charlotte does a nice job switching up that designation from game to game. He was one of the 4 they sent out to midfield, a guy that Sam Greiner raves about in his dynamic play, a sophomore athlete.
This has been a physical football game as well. Good to see Jones making his way off on his own power.
Reeled in his 5th interception of the season against Hopewell last week on Friday.
You saw Sam Griner there. There he is right there talking to his team. Look, this is one of the better coaches in this area. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Intensity as a coach, but he is about developing and building these kids. You know that these guys are going to continue to attack in this game. That's just his mentality.
Nichols hands off. Aiden Turner on 1st and 10 with a short gain, if any, maybe a yard.
Not a whole lot of space.
That's been the struggle for West Charlotte. Tough to get ahead of schedule, ahead of the chains by too much. Nichols shuffles out of the pocket. Dives past the 40-yard line. Made something out of nothing. It feels like he's being called upon to do that a little more often than you would like if you're West Charlotte.
Yeah, this offensive line for West Charlotte's having a lot of trouble with this defensive front of Hough, and he's having to do a lot more in that backfield than they want to have to dial up offensively.
Nichols on 3rd down. It's a toss play, and it'll go for a loss. Another negative play forced by Hough. Another on 3rd down. And this 4th down is brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov.
And they're going to go for it, West Charlotte. Now, look, at this point in the game, you're trying to find a spark here, and picking up this 4th down could be a little bit of a spark for your offensively.
It's 4th and 5. They need to get to the 45.
Got to stay disciplined here if you're on defense and not jump.
Long time getting this one set up. Nichols gets the snap, but the play
long.
dead. Play clock ran out. It's a delay of game. And now it's going to be 4th and 10.
I think he's going to punt the football. Yep.
Yeah, I'm using air quotes here, and of course nothing is universal. But I think most of the time that safe zone, 4-down territory, probably inside the 40s, right?
Yep.
If you're midfield-ish, but that kicked them outside of the 40.
And it's more than 5 yards. Right now you're at 10 yards. It's just tough to get that. 4th and 10 is a long way.
Dante Nicholson to punt it. Sends it up into the air. Another short one, but some favorable West Charlotte hops. And down at the 39-yard line for Hough. Another stop for the Huskies. As West Charlotte now on true 3rd down conversions. It's 1 for 6. They did get one via penalty outside of that. Trey Blakeney goes back to work in the Huskies offense on 1st down. Dumps down underneath, and it goes for a loss.
Pass complete to number 7, Sean Brady, brought down by Sincere Gray.
Yeah, they tried to go with a little swing route, and Jason Enciso, they were asking him to make the block, and he just whiffs. He's just unable to get the block outside to spring that play.
And they swapped him and Sean Brady. Now Jamarian Morrison, is in the backfield with Blakeney. 2nd and long. Man in motion is Brady. They give Morrison right up the middle, and he's tripped up near midfield. A first down.
How about Morrison? Just right up the middle, understands the blocking scheme, attacks downhill quick to the top of his speed level there. Picks up the first down, but a West Charlotte defender now down on the field.
The run game has not really been a factor for Hough throughout the first half. I mean, it's been steady at points. So that's a good sign for the Huskies, because I mean, again, if this lead holds, Reggie, I would imagine we're going to see a lot more of the run. We'll step aside. 27-0 Hough with the lead and the football in the third quarter on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. The injured West Charlotte player is Jamari Smith, who got caught up on that long run play by Jamarian Morrison prior to the break, and it is not an encouraging situation, unfortunately. Both head coaches out there.
Stretcher as well. This is what you never want to see. There was a run up the middle, and it appeared that Smith, as he came over, he tried to go low on Morrison, the ball carrier, and couldn't tell if it was maybe a knee or the shin or something. Looked like it made contact with Smith's head or neck area. It's definitely up very high on his body. You just hope he's okay. We're not showing it. Just not quite sure, obviously, what the injury is, and you don't want to speculate, but he's been down a while here. They're going to do everything precautionary that they possibly can. I think now they're trying to potentially do something and get the helmet and or shoulder pads off to make sure he's okay. This is going to be very precautionary based here.
We're going to take another break. 27-0 Hough on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. Jamari Smith, the injured West Charlotte player, is now up on a stretcher. They've been able to successfully remove his helmet and shoulder pads.
See it there. This is just, it's heartbreaking. You feel for the kid. You hope he's okay. And they've got his, for anybody looking for a physical indication from him, they've got his hand strapped down, so he's not going to be able to proverbial thumbs up, those kinds of things. His hands are strapped. They're taking every single precaution here.
Certainly hope he's okay. A fantastic player who shows a lot of heart. Really one of those guys that embodies his head coach, Sam Greiner, and the identity of this program, what they're all about. You saw Coach Greiner visibly emotional, checking in on him as well.
And that entire team. Right now, this is just, and look, don't underestimate those guys in white. They understand the gravity of that moment as well, and they realize it is an opponent, but they're thinking about him as well. Nobody wants to see that happen in a football game. It's a physical sport, absolutely. You get a lot of big hits in a football game, but that is nothing anybody ever wants to see.
So as we resume play, which always is a weird feeling after something like that, a long run by Jamarian Morrison set up this first down in plus territory for the Huskies. They're at the West Charlotte 48-yard line. As the clock is now rolling, under 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Blakeney out of the shotgun, hands off. Morrison stutter step right back up the chute and gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, that time this West Charlotte defensive front just won the battle. Look at the offensive linemen going backwards, falling over one another, and defensively the play gets made.
Trips receivers for the Huskies. Blakeney to throw. Chucks it on the run, out of bounds, incomplete. He was under duress. Sam Johnson was all over.
He missed Evans down the middle of the football field, though. Evans got up on a release, got to the middle of the field, was working over the middle. The safety was trailing that play. If you get that football off, that's likely a walk-in touchdown on the right side.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Hough. This is their first third down of the second half. They were 3 for 5, 4 of 6 if you include one they got off of a penalty in the first half.
It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Movement by the defense. Blakeney, that's a few times he's gotten them on that hard snap count. It's crafty. It's a maturation.
It's the 3rd time.
Yeah, it's a maturation for Blakeney. Again, this is a guy we saw last year. We've talked with Sean Baker, the head coach, about his growth a lot.
Yeah.
He's poised. He's been in control of this game. even with some of the overthrows and missed opportunities, it's never been in doubt. High snap. Blakeney on 3rd and 5.
That's a great adjustment by Katie Cotton. They wanted the post again, and Katie Cotton was on the back side of the post, and he showed up to take that play away. Great job by Blakeney. Didn't panic and just got out of bounds. Right here, he's getting ready to unload it. Katie Cotton kind of sinks into the lane where that football would be thrown, and then Blakeney takes off with his feet.
Another 3rd down conversion for the Huskies.
You were talking about Blakeney and his development. Coach Baker talked to us about it, how much more calm and patient he is in the pocket. His offensive staff's done an excellent job with him.
Another high snap. This time he hands off Enciso to the edge. Shoves a man off of him to get inside the 30-yard line. One of the biggest differences when we spoke with Coach Baker earlier in the season was that he said Blakeney came this year and basically over the offseason became a film wreck. Now on the screen, a step inside, and a Sean Wynn is into the, or excuse me, Sean Brady is into the end zone, but a flag comes out.
Doesn't matter. This one might be coming back for celebration. I think they may call this penalty around the 3-yard line. You see where they mark it off. It's going to be a 15-yarder or so. I don't know what he said, but he certainly turned around looking at the defenders. It's interesting, they call it a dead ball penalty, but it's during the play. You'll see it again here, makes the cut there, and watch him around the 5-yard line. Right there, that drew the flag. You saw it come out right there on the left-hand side of the screen. So I think they're going to, it looks as if maybe they're going to count the touchdown. Yeah, the touchdown is good, and then they're going to enforce the penalty on the kickoff.
So Sean Brady on the receiving score. The 4th passing touchdown of the night for Trey Blakeney.
And they went for 2
there.
Yeah,
2-point conversion, trying to get it to 35. Drops incomplete.
Conversion's no good.
See Blakeney again here. Just a quick throw there. This is the touchdown play, and then there's Brady picking up the penalty. I think it might have been a snap issue on that extra point as well.
Either way, still Hough by a lot, 33-0. Besides the steep mountain to climb and getting back into this game, what's important for Sam Greiner, for West Charlotte at this point?
I think there's 2 things. He's keeping his guys focused, right, and continuing to get better in this football game. And then the second piece is he's going to remember, and he knows this, this football team is going to be a force down the stretch. We talked about how they've got, obviously, a tough conference. Obviously, playing against a team like Mallard Creek and then playing a team like Hough tonight, a couple of really tough games. But this is a good football team, and I think they're going to be a football team that's going to be, for lack of a better term, very loud when it comes to playoff time.
So teed up at the 25-yard line. Candler Happy will not put this one back for a touchback. First one that's been returnable tonight as Sincere Gray hits the edge, almost got around the corner, and is tripped up past midfield. It's about a 40-yard return.
It's the first time they've had a chance to return one tonight. Got to think maybe something mechanically happened there with Happy to not put that one in the end zone.
Lions will take over on the 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
And they called Gray out of bounds at the 45, so not quite as long as I initially thought. 1st and 10 for West Charlotte. Low snap. Nichols picks it up, tosses to the sideline. Catch by receiver Finch, who's immediately brought down.
Smoke, they call him. Samari Matthews. One of the better corners you'll see, not just in North Carolina, not just in South Carolina, in the country at that cornerback position.
A reason we don't call his name often. Teams don't dare throw his way. Here's Katie Cotton, who makes the catch, has some room to grow, and he's out of bounds inside the 40. A flag back at the first down marker at the 45, though.
Yeah, it came in late. I think they're going to call an offensive pass interference. Defensively, you call that a pick. Offensively, you call it a rub. Either way, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
And it goes against the offense. That's correct.
Calls offensive pass interference against the Lions.
To the right side here, the bottom of the screen, you see it right there. The receiver Jones going inside, and that's a block. That's not a rub.
Yeah.
That's a block. And they're going to call that every time. The flag came in a little bit late, but they got it.
3148. You need to move your car ASAP.
Yeah, this is a big swing for West Charlotte. And this puts them all the way back at their own 33. Second and 22. Nichols goes down and gets the snap, airs it out over the middle, over Cotton's head.
He had him. He was open. He just missed him. And that's part of what's manifested itself tonight. They haven't really had a lot of opportunities. And now that they get one, just the rhythm and timing a little bit off, unable to complete that one. And I think Nichols maybe, I'm not sure if maybe he took a hit later. Looks like he's limping a little bit. Maybe it's a cramp, not quite sure.
We mentioned earlier, it's a game of inches, centimeters in some cases. Nichols fakes the pitch, goes underneath on a screen, medium gain, but given the circumstances, lackluster.
I love the call. It's just this defense is so fast, just so difficult to get anything going.
I bring up the tiny margins comment because that last throw up the middle, just off the mark to Katie Cotton, right? An inch or two in a certain direction. It's a totally different play.
Absolutely.
Nichols, you've talked about it throughout the entirety of this game. He went down to get that snap again.
Timing.
That wastes a split second that he's got to stand straight back up. You add those up, and Hough is a team that's going to make you pay on those margins.
Absolutely. Every single time. That's what the great ones do. And generally, West Charlotte is doing that to people as well.
Yeah. Punt it off, and now it's going to be Hough football at the 41.
Huskies will take over on the 40-yard line.
The spot right at the 40, rather. And Hough playing the field position battle.
Yeah.
Right, it's the 39-40-yard line, which is where a lot of their drives have started. That's the worst field position they've had.
Absolutely. They've had excellent field position. And the one previous possession where West Charlotte started around the 40-yard line was the best they've had all night. And that's happened one time.
Ethan Royal, the backup quarterback, a sophomore, is in the game. Royal fakes the handoff, keeps himself. Goes up the middle for a gain of 4 or 5. This is a guy Deshaun Baker praises a lot in his play and his understanding. A sophomore sitting behind Trey Blakeney. There's a lot of trust put into Royal in situations like this. We didn't expect we were going to get one like this tonight, I don't believe.
And he's played a ton this year, though, so he's very comfortable. He understands the offense. He knows what he can execute, knows how to execute it. They trust him to execute as well. And most times he's been in the game, the offense has put up points.
He's appeared in now all 7 games played. Goes over to Sean Brady on a screen. Great block, and Brady's out of bounds. Plus territory at the 45.
Yeah, Sire Sutton, great block. Watch this outside. Look at that. Engaged, disengages. That's well done on the outside there. The West Charlotte coaches were screaming for a flag there, but nothing came. It's well done.
First down now.
On 1st and 10. Morrison up the middle.
How good is this kid?
Yeah, bangs his way through with a slight adjustment, turning his body to get a couple more.
He just glides, and then you know he's got the explosiveness on the back end. Makes it look real easy, though.
What a luxury for this Hough team. We talked earlier about Jamison Funderburk being in concussion protocol. He's typically the back along with Jason and Ciso.
And he would have played. If they had played tomorrow, he would have been clear.
Yeah.
So, obviously,
Coach
if Thursday night kind of
that.
shrunk the week on him.
Yeah. So, next week, assumedly, he'll be back. And then you got 3 guys who can run it, catch it. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run. Royal fakes to get a man in the air, goes up the middle himself, and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So, he's sacked for a loss of 1.
It's a good job not panicking by the young quarterback. Didn't panic, didn't throw the football, put it in harm's way, just tucked it. Got what he could, and now offensive lineman down. And now he's up.
Yeah. Amari Lawrence Broom.
He's going to make his way to the sideline. Might have took a shot right at the end of the play near the pile there.
So here we go. 3rd down conversions have been a strength for the Huskies tonight. That was, of course, with Trey Blakeney at the controls. This is Ethan Royal's first 3rd down. 7 to go to get the first.
Attack vertically here.
Straight drop back, airs it out, going deep, looks for a shot, win, and it's intercepted. Katie Cotton on the run. Chased it down from behind and gets it out to the 22-yard line on the first pick of the season for Ethan Royal.
Yeah, it's just a great job by Katie Cotton on the read. Just sinks in the coverage. They were trying to go, they got a post route with a combination of a corner route. The corner route was wide open to Jaden White to the outside. Instead, they throw the post route over the top, and it gets picked off.
We've talked about Cotton and his dynamic play. He was their quarterback last year. You see him lining up as a wide receiver offensively here. Plays both sides of the ball. Most effective as a defensive back. That's where he projects at the next level.
Best way to describe him is athlete. No H, just athlete.
Jamori Nichols on the option here. Fakes the pitch. He's got a good lead block and brought down at the 35.
Love how he got his hand in the back of the lineman out in front to guide him where he wanted to go, and he's able to pick up that first down.
12-yard carry and a first down for West Charlotte. Another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. And that concludes the third quarter. Still Hough up big, looking to keep a shutout intact at West Charlotte. 33-0 with a quarter to play.
I am Bruno Hinojosa and I live in Asheville. I work in construction and I just enrolled in NC Medicaid. I went to their website, applied, and got covered. Doctor visits, yearly checkups, and even emergency care if I need it. Being a business owner can be stressful at times, but knowing that I got covered, it just takes weight off my shoulders. And I can get the care that I need when I need it at low or no cost. And it's one less thing I need to worry about now.
NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.
West Charlotte football to begin the fourth quarter here on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. And it took until now, Reggie, for a Hough drive to not get them points. That was their first scoreless drive as Jamori Nichols rolls out and finds his intended target. Pass completed to Dante Nicholson.
And we told you, Jamori Nichols is going to keep firing. This kid is very talented. He's young. He's just a sophomore. But he gets better every time he takes the field, and he's not going to quit firing in this football game.
First down up to the 45, a direct snap to Aiden Turner, and he is swallowed up in the backfield, a tackle for loss for the Huskies.
Yeah, this offensive line, they just weren't able to really turn anybody away from this defensive front. Aiden Turner was just swarmed under.
Aiden Bell, Sincere Brewster, the two in on the tackle for Hough.
Almost corrected myself. You said Aiden Bell after I said Aiden Turner.
No.
I thought I said the wrong name.
Yeah,
they're both Aiden, different teams.
West Charlotte again behind the chains. This is, so impressive by the Huskies defense. Katie Cotton in motion. It's an option. Nichols nowhere to go and is brought down for a big loss.
Sincere Brewster, number 51, works right up the middle, right through the center, handles a guard as well. Look at that pursuit by big number 51 to make that play. Multiple efforts.
Brewster and Aiden Bell in on that sack as they were in on the tackle for loss the very play prior. It is a timeout called by West Charlotte, so they've got 2 remaining for the second half.
Now it's going to be 3rd and South Park.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage for West Charlotte is at their own 38-yard line. They've got to get it to midfield, which would be 12 more yards, plus 8. You got the math there, 3rd and 20.
You got it, because I don't. I was told there would be no math. You tricked me.
Well, how about this for math? Besides the one first down conversion on a third that West Charlotte got via penalty in the first half, Hough has held them to 1 of 7. The only third down they've converted truly was a 3rd and 1, their very first of the game.
Wow. It's unheard of for this offense.
Here they are on 3rd and 20. Nichols, pass was tipped. It's pulled in by Davian Jones, and he's brought down well short of the first, so this is 4th down.
I think they may go for this. Look, obviously, this game's out of hand, 33-0 fourth quarter, but you get a big chunk of it there. Now, if you can get your quarterback maybe out on the edge and give him an option to run it or throw it, he might be able to pick up a first down here. He's got the ability, got to get the opportunity here.
Tried the hard snap count. It's 4th and 4, so a penalty if he got Hough to come off sides would get them the first. Instead, Cotton in motion, fakes the handoff, airs it out, way deep on a dime, caught by Dante Nicholson inside the 5.
This is well done. Great snap, the fake, and watch him just load it up. Nicholson's speed, he exploded when that ball went up in the air. Nice throw there, a phenomenal throw. Strong catch there inside the 5.
A huge play, goal to go from the 2 for West Charlotte. Now Cotton goes under center, and it's a fumbled snap. West Charlotte seems to have recovered. So Cotton fell on top of it, although it's the first time they've been under center. It's the first time he's been at quarterback.
A guy who played quarterback for this team, as you mentioned, last season, so he's comfortable there.
Jamori Nichols still in the game as well. Lined up as a tailback. Cotton receives the snap, sweeps to the right, and into the end zone for the touchdown, the first of the night for West Charlotte.
Yeah, they go back to the well with the same play, and K.D. Cotton gets that snap, and this time instead of just trying to go right up the middle, just works his way to the right, and he's able to walk in for a touchdown.
First kick of the game, so let's see how it goes.
Jose Gonzalez lines up for his first extra point attempt of the night, and a fumbled snap still kicked by Gonzalez. It was an awkward attempt. It is, of course, no good, and will send us to a break. 33-6 now. Hough leads West Charlotte in the fourth quarter.
NC Medicaid is for people just like me.
Adults who don't have children.
People who serve.
People who do the heavy lifting.
Child care teachers. Full healthcare coverage at low or no cost.
Doctor's visits, emergency rooms, and prescriptions.
So if you applied before and didn't get it, apply again.
NC Medicaid covers more people than ever before.
Get full healthcare coverage at low cost, no monthly fees, and $4 max copays. NC Medicaid is for more people. See if you qualify at medicaid.nc.gov.
Still got school tomorrow.
Inside 9 minutes remaining in the game. And West Charlotte, after its first Touchdown scored, a 2-yard run by K.D. Cotton. Takes it to the Hough Huskies. This is Landon Cox-Arrington on the kickoff. Leaves it short. It's picked up. And the Huskies, Carmel Quick makes a return past the 20.
He had an adventure back there with the football, didn't he? He's bouncing around all over the place. Sometimes that's the toughest thing to corral, is a bounding football. When you've got people screaming down the field at you, the ball's bouncing in all different directions, and you're trying to go as fast as you can. Sometimes the panic meter sets in.
Penalty being assessed on this play.
I think it was a block in the back, maybe, or a hold.
Yeah, it is against the return team. This is going to back up Hough to the 12 or 13-yard line.
This has to be the worst
easily,
field position
by a lot. By a lot. Again, I think the 39 was their worst starting field position prior to this. And that might even not be true, because that, if I recall, got moved up because it was on a punt that was touched by a West Charlotte player at maybe the 47 in that case.
Yes.
So the 40 was their worst. Ethan Royal hands off. Kynes Tenen gets his first carry of the night, number 24 in white there, the junior. So Ethan Royal remains in. The last time out for the Hough offense, he threw his first interception of the season, caught by K.D. Cotton in the end zone. That was the first time they did not score tonight on an offensive series. Tenen trying to get to the outside. Little to no gain, and it'll be third down.
Tenen unable to get anything going there. This West Charlotte offense still, or defense, I should say, still playing hard, trying to create stops.
Royal on 3rd and 10. Up the middle, skinny post is dropped. He had Caden Hornsby.
Hornsby tried to go up and get it. 2 defenders there. Ball was put in a pretty good spot. It's well done by Royal. Just good defense there to dislodge the football.
Number 24 there was Pee Wee Jones on the primary coverage. And the first Hough punt of the night. As this 4th down is brought to you by NC Medicaid. For more people, get full health care coverage with $4 maximum copays. Find out more at medicaid.nc.gov. The punt is away and fair caught around the 40-yard line. That's really well done. $46 yards on the punt.
Well, and that's yardage.
Yeah.
You got to count the extra 15 where he kicked it from. That's 60 yards off the foot.
Candler Happy, who we've seen nail a couple of field goals. His first punt of the night, really impressive. Special teams player. That's something that's been a trend here at Hough. Nolan Hooser, of course, a Clemson Tiger, was their guy in that role last year. Jamori Nichols rolling, passes. Katie Cotton catches. He had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah, he tried to turn back inside and make something happen there, but stepped out of bounds.
That's enough for West Charlotte. First down.
West Charlotte first down. And it stops the clock. It's another first down brought to you by 988lifeline.org. Call, text, or chat 988-24/7. Let's get through it together. Keem Finch in motion. Nichols looking to his right. Chased out of the pocket. Off of his back foot. Launches to Finch, who goes up, gets it, and stretches into the end zone. West Charlotte, touchdown.
Look at Jamari Nichols. This is what we talked about. He keeps his eyes down the field, looking for opportunities, makes a strong throw, and they get a touchdown late. That's a big-time throw. On the move, puts it on the money, gives this guy a chance, and they get 6 more on the board.
A 44-yard strike from Nichols to Finch gets them into double figures. Charlotte going for 2. Low snap. Nichols takes off. Jump throw. Gets it to Cotton for the 2-point conversion.
He's so physically talented. Are you kidding me? The last 2 throws, I know that was a short throw on a 2-point conversion, but moving left, throwing back right in the air, that's hard to do, and he spins it in there for the 2-point conversion.
Katie Cotton had to be tough on the receiving end there too. Bumped as he pulled it in. Able to keep the possession of it. He's done damage as a receiver, a runner, the 2-yard running score earlier today. Interception as well. A 19-point lead for the Huskies. Just under 6 minutes to play. Landon Cox-Arrington again, squibs it. And Quick dives on the football.
About to take over on the 33-yard line.
That's a minimal clock runoff there.
First down.
And starting field position that is not amongst the best of the night for the Huskies. Ethan Royal back out to lead the offense with Jason and Ciso in the backfield with him.
We'll see if they elect to start to try to just chew up this clock.
Royal hands it off. Here's Anciso. Dodges a man up the middle, gets the first down, and a few more. 15 yards on the run.
Yeah, it's a great job by Anciso. He's working his way to the right, sees nothing there. Nice cut back to the left, makes the defender miss, and then immediately gets north and south first down.
Actually gave him 1 or 2 more yards there. Spots at the 49, 1st and 10.
It looks like Royal now is kind of eyeballing the referee to make sure he knows exactly what's on the play clock. I think he's going to maximize this and try to run the clock all the way down.
Screen pass. White catches and is brought down immediately. Clock continues to run.
Jaden White, brought down by number 23, Sincere Gray.
West Charlotte calls a timeout here.
Timeout, West Charlotte.
That's their second of the second half, just one remaining.
Sam Gardner not going to be content to let Hough just grind this clock out.
A chance here, too, maybe for West Charlotte, 2nd and 18. Rather, 2nd and long, 13-13.
Getting ready to say the football and the down marker were in two different spots.
Yeah.
Wasn't fair to you or me.
No, looked like the guy holding the down marker was maybe in the Hough huddle over there.
Yeah, I think he was a little curious to what they were going to run here.
Yeah, 2nd and 13. Either way, 2nd and long. My point remains, maybe a passing down just to try to get ahead of the sticks. And Hough's going to run it as Trey Blakeney is back into the game, the starting quarterback. Maybe anticipating something like this, another 3rd and long after Jason Anciso only gets a yard.
Or maybe it was a situation where they wanted to coach up Royal for a moment there because he's coming back in the ball game.
TJ Cunningham getting in on the tackle.
I think that's better identification on your part, but that's what you're doing here. That's good.
It's because you let me come hang out. I guess I have to do some work, right?
I'm going to use my air quotes, work.
Yeah.
Hey,
listen, we get to do this, right?
Yep.
And I say get to do this on purpose.
3rd and long for the Huskies.
All right, so now 3rd and long. I think my point still sort of remains because if West Charlotte gets a stop here, they force a 4th down situation, although Morrison's not going to let them. And he gets the 1st down.
How about the young man they call J-Mo? Jamarian Morrison just works to the left side. Great block by big number 70 there, Amari Lawrence Broom, to spring him around the corner. He's able to pick up the 1st down with that speed.
15 or so yards. It's at the 39, and now West Charlotte with just one timeout remaining. New set of downs for Hough.
And I think the whole thing there, once they picked up the 1st down, you knew they would slow the tempo down once again.
Royal hands off. Morris again. Hard first step. Gets to the 2nd level and is brought down inside the 20-yard line.
The young guy, and he immediately looks to the sideline and says, give it back to me. Just working right up the middle. A little slide to the left and then speed. He's not wasting any time getting north and south. And he's looking over that sideline saying, hey, let's go ahead and run this play. He wants a chance to get in the end zone.
I mean, these are runs meant to keep the clock running, simply just that. That's another 20-plus yard carry. Making it easy for the Huskies to ice this one.
West Charlotte defense once again steps up. Make a play there. Trying to keep Hough from extending this lead.
Morrison will take a breather, 10 and back in. On 2nd and 9, 10 in. A burst through the middle, down the hash, and he's down at the 5.
They just keep rolling them in, don't they? Big, physical backs.
This last drive has been 10, 15-yard runs by the second and third backs for the Huskies. That one was 14 yards to get them to the 5,
and
first and goal.
Third and fourth backs, because remember, Jamison Funderburk is out tonight.
Yeah.
So, but you wonder here if Coach Baker and Hough decides to just kneel this one out.
Approaching a minute remaining. Royal keeps it and runs into the end zone for another Hough touchdown.
Touchdown, Hough.
Yeah, it's just a simple, he's going to read it. And I think this might have been called keep all the way. Goes around the left side for a walk-in touchdown.
5 yards on the score. And in game 7 for the Huskies, Candler happy with an extra point here. Makes it 40-plus points in all 7 games they've played.
This is one of the bigger outputs they've given up in terms of points this season. You mentioned putting up the 40, but giving up the 14. This hadn't given up this many points since the first week of the season.
Under a minute to go. Candler Happy's got a kickoff where he gets to tee it up where it's supposed to be teed up at the 40. So assumedly a touchback unless he squibs it to let some clock run off. Hough really took control of this one early. I mean, again, we saw the flashes from Jamori Nichols.
Yeah.
Some great drives, orchestrating some touchdowns in the end with a couple of West Charlotte scores. But for the majority of this, I mean, it was a Hough shutout. And it got to 33-0 before the Lions got on the board at all. In a game where, look, we can be transparent about it coming in. We anticipated this to potentially come down to the last play. Be a one-score game.
Yeah, certainly did not fully foresee a one-sided affair the way it's turned out. Two really good football teams, a lot of talent, a couple of quarterbacks that could really make some high-level throws, which we've seen in this game, just not as much sort of back and forth, if you will, as perhaps we may have expected.
First-team offense back out for West Charlotte.
Yeah, you wonder if Sam Griner's going to maybe try to work on some things, maybe try to put up some points. As good as this Hough defense has been all year, to put up a few points against this team, it's going to make some people around the state, around the area, look at it a little bit differently than the way the game may have actually looked.
Nichols chased down for a sack instead.
And I think Sam Griner just used his last timeout, absolutely.
Zane Bostic was the first to the quarterback there. And so the timeout clocks it at 44 seconds. Still have not taken the last timeout off of the scoreboard for West Charlotte. That certainly doesn't mean that The clock stopped by other means there. Second and long. Nichols airs it out incomplete. Now 3rd and 14. Look, I mean, I think you talk about there's plenty, in a loss especially, plenty that you can coach.
Yeah.
This one stands out to me. Still just 1 third down conversion for West Charlotte today, and it was on their first one, a 3rd and 1. They didn't have many manageable third downs, but they failed to convert a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 4.
Right.
Everything else has been in double digits, including this here, 3rd and 14. Nichols, pursuit, hit as he throws, and incomplete. The Huskies had 4 sacks in the first half. That's their season average per game.
Yeah, they get after you up front. That front 7 gets after you.
So they've obviously added to that. I think, again, we illustrated, it's not often we're spot on with the things we point out at the beginning of a broadcast, but the tackles for loss, the sacks, West Charlotte just couldn't get on schedule. They were behind the chains all day.
West Charlotte here looking to punt, but they are a man here. I think it could potentially cost them. Well, no, they're going to get somebody out there.
Eden Turner makes his way over. Dante Nicholson boots it away. 30 seconds on the clock. Down with 19 seconds. All right, so this is formalities. Even though the scoreboard says 1 timeout, we believe 0 timeouts for West Charlotte. It should just be a kneel and game over, and Hough walks away with a road victory. The Bahakel Sports Game of the Week heads to Catawba Ridge next week, Friday, October 18th. It's a 7:30 kick. Nation Ford at Catawba Ridge on BahakelSports.com.
Have some urgency. Come on. I'm trying to see my girl. I have to be up at 6 a.m.
Ethan Royal kneels it out. And the Hough Huskies come away with a victory at West Charlotte, a big-time matchup, a big-time statement by Hough, 40-14, the final score.
Yeah, I certainly did not expect this. The West Charlotte offense really struggled to get anything going all night, and then defensively, big plays hurt them throughout this football game, and this Hough offense was absolutely explosive all night long, and their defense was suffocating.
Well, for Reggie Walker, our director and producer, Brady Pugh, the rest of our Bahakel Sports crew, I'm Darren Vaught. We'll say so long from West Charlotte, where it is a 40-14 victory for the Hough Huskies. Our best to Jamari Smith. Get well, buddy.